Okay, I'm not recording myself because I don't want, I've had only 3 hours of sleep the night before, and tonight, well, it's the daytime now. But okay, so I wanted to say that everything is all coming to light. It's gonna be a retrograde again, and normally in the retrogrades, things like this happen where epiphanies and things coming to light start to happen that weren't able to be seen before. So if there's things that are done to you that are hidden, that are meant to be hidden, they usually come out during these retrogrades. So I'm getting a lot of intuitive messages about what's going on in my situation. And I've been doing my tarot spreads, as you see, and it really helps that I do my tarot spreads, and then when I see other tarot readers that I resonate with doing their spreads, and I see how their spreads resonate with my own. And so I'm really happy because theirs and mine are showing, as you've seen in my previous videos, that someone's coming into my life, my real partner. What I've had this past year is a fake partner. Can you go this way? Thanks. And so that's why when I meet my real partner, I'm going to be kind of scared and taken back because he's going to be acting a lot like Ellen. And I'm like, and that's what the other tarot readers are saying too with us other Pisces. And I'm like, why the hell would the universe do something like this to me? Well, it all is making sense. Even like memories are starting to like come together to make sense of everything. One time when I was pregnant, it was the one time that Ellen went with me to my doctor's appointment for my baby. He came across a witch doctor, and this witch doctor was not doing anything special. He was just simply walking. He wasn't even dressed any specific way. He wasn't handing things out to no one. He was just simply walking, and Ellen was like, oh, that's a witch doctor. Oh, super voodoo, all this crap. And I'm like, okay. I was like, I didn't think nothing of it. But then I realized, because last year, the tarot readers kept saying, your soulmate's coming, your soulmate's coming. And you manifested him, your soulmate's coming. But they could never tell you what was going to happen in the end because it was hidden. Even in my own reading, before I got serious with Ellen, I did a tarot reading and it said he was my soulmate, love and all this stuff. But then when it came down to the end, it was hidden. And it was hidden on purpose because they said that he was spying on me. See, he'd been keeping an eye on me before I even knew he existed. He was watching me, and he knew my kids, he knew my husband. But my husband and I separated, and I was already planning on divorcing before I got with Elaine, so I know I didn't have an affair. But Ellen had already been looking at me for a long time, so maybe he was obsessed with me. The tarot readers kept showing that someone was watching me a lot. And then maybe he went to a witch doctor because one of my exes would go to a tarot reader or a witch, a witch that also did tarot, and I think she told him about my French husband before I even met him. And that's why for a certain amount of time towards the end of our relationship, he was like picking on me about French people all the time. And I'm like, what the hell? He kept saying the French suck and Frenchmen this, Frenchmen that. And I didn't even understand why he was saying that to me because I was with him and I didn't understand. But maybe the tarot reader, this witch he went to, and I'm not saying all tarot readers are witches, but some witches also do tarot, may have told him, about my husband. And so I think Ellen went to a witch, said, like, there's this girl that I keep seeing, I really like her, I want her to be with me. And this witch, um, you know, was able to see, oh, this girl is expecting a soulmate, because my angels told me I was gonna have my real soulmate, because I was in an unhappy marriage. And they also said I was gonna have a girl and I had a boy. So see, maybe that was another sign that he was not the real one, because I'm supposed to have a girl in the future and I had a boy. But gosh. And so this witch may have been able to detect, like, oh, she is expecting a soulmate. She's expecting her soulmate to come. And he probably explained how my soulmate was, who he is, and so that way my Ellen could come into my life pretending to be my soulmate, because um last month a lot of the tarot readers were saying the person you're with is not your real soulmate, the person you're with is not your real soulmate, he's an imposter. Many tarot readers were saying that. And what was once hidden, what none of us were able to see beyond the future, but we were finally able to see that this relationship was going nowhere and it was just a toxic piece of crap, because this guy was never my soulmate to begin with. He was an imposter. He was someone who maybe was obsessed with me and wanted to have me somehow and strike a bargain, because another woman who practiced witchcraft said that some people are very protected by their angels, by their ancestors, so people could wish bad upon them, but their ancestors and the angels will always protect them. So if anyone goes to a real witch and they really do witchcraft, and the witch knows that this person is protected, the only thing they can do is negotiate with the protectors. And so it's not going to be what the other person wants, like, oh, I want to do harm to that person, and then they're going to say, look, can we do harm? And the protectors are going to be, yeah, sure, do harm. They're not, because they're protecting you. But so what they will do is negotiate, can we do this, and in return this. And so your ancestors and your guardian angels are protecting you. They're not going to let harm come to you, but they may negotiate for your own benefit. Like, okay, we will allow this to happen, but you're not going to win. Our person's going to win in the end, because they're going to be better, stronger, wiser, whatever. So that's probably what happened with me. They negotiated um, something with my ancestors and my protectors, and they agreed, but it was something like, okay, but he will have his way for 1 year, and in the end, she's gonna, all this good stuff is gonna happen that was supposed to happen, and more, because you saw in my previous tarot card that I'm gonna get justice, over everything that happened. So, and exactly in the 1 year mark, it's like Ellen just completely stopped trying in our relationship. It's like he knew that I was no longer going to be entangled in this anymore, that I was finally going to see it for what it was. Like, the fakeness could not pursue. So he stopped trying and he just disappeared. And, because when we saw him, when that last tarot reading, I told you, like, he was, like, kissing me and hugging me and acting like, he still wanted to be with me. But see, he couldn't pursue any further, because then I would have to accept him for who he is, and he's not much. And my tarot cards and other tarot readers keep showing that he thinks of me as the Empress, and the Empress is even higher than the Queen. So he thinks really, really high of me. He probably thinks that I'm like out of his league. So he knows that him, who he is, um, would not have a chance with me. So this witch had to tell him, okay, this is who her soulmate is, and all you can do is pretend, approach her and pretend to be her soulmate, that she's expecting him, and that's the only way you'll be able to trick her. And you're just gonna have to play it off until you can't play it off anymore. And he did, and I fell for it. And that's why now the tarot readers are saying, okay, your real soulmate's coming in, but he's going to be acting so much like your ex that it's going to freak you out, and you're going to like not want to trust him. And it's not that he's acting like my ex, it's that my ex was acting like him. And the other thing is, because a lot of the tarot readers were saying about, last year, oh, you manifested him, you manifested him. And the problem is, why would I want to manifest a toxic person who was a liar, a cheater, just everything bad that I would never want in my life? And it's not that I manifested him. I, now looking back on this all, I think he manifested me, because I was everything he wanted, but he was not everything I wanted. He was not even what I wanted, because I never would have wanted someone like that in my life, especially to be my husband. Look at my baby's feet, cute little feet. So it wasn't, so they got it, sometimes when you do these tarot readings, it could be either or person, it's just energy you're picking up. So they were saying it like, oh, you manifested him. No, I did not manifest him. He manifested me. I was the answer to his prayers, especially after listening to his sister and understanding a little better of what he's going through. Someone like me really was like his prayers brought into human form, because I went through similar than him. And unlike him, where he, some people crumble in defeat and crumble when life throws them hard times. And me, I've only gotten stronger and don't give up on myself. And he's one of those people that gave up. In the tarot readings over and over again, even in my own, it keeps showing that he just bottles all his feelings. Me, I express my feelings. And when you bottle all your feelings and never release them, all you can do is just be super toxic, because all of that is just going to fester into a monster. So if you never release it and deny your feelings all the time, which is what he was doing too, it's not going to get better for you at all. So I'm realizing all this, and that's why he is leaving now, because he can no longer fool me. And he knows this. And one of the tarot readers, it's getting close to the 20-minute mark, and it may turn off, so I may do a part 2. But one of the tarot readers was even saying, like, be careful if you're practicing candle magic, because this person is toxic. And if you're trying to bind yourself to them, you're binding yourself to something toxic. Well, luckily for me, I was doing candle magic, but I'm not doing candle magic with direct intentions, like binding people. I am trying to bring in whatever it is that God is willing upon me. I'm saying, yes, I want it, and I would light my candle, but I would also pray for Len as well. And just saying if he's meant to be If he's meant to be, he's meant to be. If not, he's not meant to be. But I did a love candle specifically for what I want, not him, but whomever is supposed to be my soulmate, that he has these qualities. And then I did a black candle for whatever I did not want, that, you know, that goes away from me. That I'm waiting for the waning moon to light that one up. And but it's so weird because I did do the candle when I was lighting for Alen, like just praying for him. He came to our house and went into my room where the candle was, and I was like, oh my god, because I think I wanted to bring him back. And he came back, and he was fixated on two black bracelets that I had, because he wears black bracelets. And I had a obsidian bracelet and a black tiger's eye bracelet, and he was fascinated with them. And I had put love intentions in them, just you know, it was not really a spell, it's more just, you know, just intention, just for love, because he wore black bracelets. And he took them. I said, yeah, you can have them. Because he was fascinated with them. He was like, his eyes lit up. He was like, oh wow, can I see it? And I was like, yeah, we'll have it then if you want them. And he was like real happy, and he got my bracelets, and he like intertwined them with his black bracelets. And when I saw him that last time, he was still wearing them. So now I'm like even wondering if he thought like, oh, now I have something that belongs to her. Maybe he went back to that witch with like, hey, I have something of hers now. Maybe we can prolong this a little longer with something of hers, because you know sometimes people can do something like that. But I don't think it's gonna work anymore, you know, because I know I have protection with me. And that probably was the negotiation. 1 year, no more, no less. Because seriously, once that 1 year mark happened, we were done. We were finished. There was no more. So even though I tried, there was no more. You know, like it was like God was preventing it. And you know, as they say, God's something rejection is God's protection. Rejection is God's protection. But yeah, so um yeah, money's coming in for me. I mean, you've seen with my tarot spreads, I'm confirming what other tarot readers are saying, and plus I'm realizing it with my own life. Like, he was preventing me from moving forward because he's stuck. So the only way he could have me is to make me stuck with him. And thinking back, because I would record his conversations, because he would confuse me so much, and I would not understand why I didn't feel right with him. And so I would journal, and I would record our phone conversations so I can go back and examine them and understand what didn't feel right, what didn't sound right. And I was telling him about, you know, I didn't want to stay here in France. I am not happy here. And he doesn't open up with me about what he can contribute if I was to live with him. And I didn't want to use my divorce settlement to be renting, because that was his suggestion, that we rent. And I was like, I don't want to rent. I want to buy something, and I want to go back home because I know that I can find work, or you know, I I can at least speak English. I can't speak French here. And he was like, I know about renting. Like, I know all we can do is rent here. So why would you want to rent a house on top of that, a big house? You know, like, he just wanted to use up what I had. And so he knew when he's there confirming, like, yeah, I know that all you're gonna do is just be renting, and every month your money's just gonna get less and less. But I want you here with me, you know, like, so see, even though it's a shitty situation, I want you here with me. And I'm trying to think of the best situation. And yeah, it's making sense now. It's making a lot of sense. Oh, okay, looks like the camera's not stopping at the 20-minute mark. So yeah, like yeah, see, that's how confusing. See, my inner conscience wasn't feeling right about him. I wanted it to work. I was like, why isn't it not working? Why is he not just telling me things? Like, if you're serious about someone and you're trying to like move in together, have a life together, you discuss your plans, right? But he would not discuss plans with me. He would just say, I want us to live together, and that was it. And then I'm like, okay, well, let's plan. Here's what I can contribute. He would not tell me what he can contribute. And me, I didn't want to like offend him or hurt him. For some weird reason, I was behaving that way, and I don't even understand why. So I would never like try to get clarity from him. And yeah, he probably couldn't give me much anyway. And so yeah, so the tarot readers were saying, and I can see too that he's not in a very good place, and he wanted me to stay there too, because that's the only way he can keep me, and he can see that I'm gonna be going on to bigger and better things, and he just wants to keep me down with him. And now he knows he has no more power over me. That's why now he's like, okay, because the tarot readers are showing it too. Like, he is in love with me. He's absolutely going crazy that we're not together, yet he's not reaching out to me. All the tarot readers are like, golly, this is a weirdo. This is a weirdo. Even Tyler's tarot too is like, he's a weirdo. This person's a weirdo. Because why? How can you love someone so much? How can you want so badly to reach out to them, but you're not doing nothing about it? It makes no sense at all, because this was never supposed to happen in the first place. He made a deal with the devil to be with me under conditions. It was never him being himself. He had to pretend to be my soulmate in order to get with me and have nothing to offer me. So he knew that it was never going to work, because he was not even being himself. And so that's why, as much as he wants to keep me, he can't, because he has nothing to give me, and he was just being a liar the whole time. So it really, I also feel like I'm like out of bondage. The only thing is, we have our son. Well, he's my son. See, he's not even on the birth certificate, but my ancestors kept telling me I'm having a girl, and that's why it's weird I had a boy. But then my ancestors were like, nope, I still see a girl coming. Maybe with my true soulmate, I'm gonna have a girl, because this fake one, I had a boy, and maybe the boy was to show me this is not your real soulmate, because you didn't have your girl, you had a boy. But why they would want me to have a boy with someone who's not meant to be my soulmate, I don't understand. Because he's an innocent little baby. I love him, but I wasn't trying to have a baby. I already have 4 children. I didn't need a 5th one, especially one that I'm raising all by myself. It's exhausting, because I went so much to sleep, and his father's not there to help me so I can take a nap or even to shower. I have to rely on one of my kids. It's really, or my ex-husband. It's really difficult, but maybe one day I'll understand better why my little boy was born. But now I understand really well why he's being so weird. Like, even the tarot readers are like, why is your person acting this way? Well, he's not my person anymore. I completely let him go. But yeah, it only makes sense now that they're acting this way, because they know that this only came to be because they made a deal with someone to do magic on me. Because even some tarot readers are detecting that this was magic. you know. So yeah, that's really all I have to say for now. um, I'll keep you up with the progress of what's going on.